Hello, 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 beautiful people. Hi, everybody in the group. Parents paying for college. This is a private group where we do definitely share financial literacy and money making strategies. So I definitely come live at least once a week on Wednesdays and do a whiteboard um, Wednesdays for you, and just to give some information about some financial strategy, some more information about financial literacy, because I've realized that as I'm going through this journey, for a lot of us, we just don't have the knowledge that we need to be able to maintain and grow our finances at the rate that we need to be able to retire comfortably or retire when we would like to. A lot of people, we feel like retirement is based on the age, but it's not. It's not. It's definitely not. It's based on money. And if you have the money to retire, you can choose your age. So definitely, as you guys come in the room, um, let me know you're watching. Hit me with the hey girl, hey something to let me know that you're watching here. And like I said, this is going through. This is basically for you guys. This is for the group. No one else is getting this information. So thank you so much for joining and being part of the group. I hope this is a place where we can learn together. Feel free to share your ideas. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions and I'll do my best to answer. I don't, claim to know everything, but I do love to research and look for the answers of things. That's one of the things that I do love to do. So I definitely try to, get the answer. But today we're definitely talking about credit. I am the credit plug, Yvette Blanton, and credit is one of my specialties. And a lot of people just don't know what they don't know about credit. So I wanted to go over that this morning. Will not hold you long. But yeah, I do want to go there. And I have, since it is whiteboard Wednesdays, I added information to the actual screen. And again, because it is whiteboard, I'm going to take myself completely out because I want you to be able to concentrate on the information that is being provided to you. Okay. So, um, let's get started. I'm not going to hold you that long. So, what we're talking about is what do you need to know about credit? And again, I'm Yvette, the credit plug. And actually, make that bigger. Maybe you'll see it better. Give me 1 second. Let me try to adjust a little bit. I want you to be able to see the words on the actual screen here. Let me see. Maybe I need to see if I can make everything a little bit bigger here. Doesn't matter if we go onto a couple pages. Let's just be able to see it. All right. Okay, that should be good enough. All right, that's awesome. See how that looks. Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. In 1 second, let me just make sure it's being you can really see it in the group here. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, yes, yes. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. It is definitely being seen. So as you jump on, let me know where you're watching from, and we're definitely going to get started. I just wanted to do a little bit of the Facebooky stuff to, you know how we got to do. We got to do the Facebook stuff to make sure that things are being seen where they need to be seen, going where they need to go. Um, and that's all. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Who is affected by credit? Okay. Now, credit is a big thing because, you may not know this, but guess what, guys? Everyone is affected by credit. Whether it's a credit card that you need, whether it's you trying to get a job, a lot of jobs, take a look at your credit. Getting insurance to drive your car, they take a look at your credit. people are looking at your credit. People that you may not think are looking at your credit are looking at your credit. So, knowing about credit and learning more about credit is going to be very beneficial for everybody because everyone that lives in this society, unfortunately, you're going to need credit. You're going to need some sort of credit. That's just what happens. And yeah, that's just what it is. You're gonna need credit, and you might not think, well, I don't want to deal with credit cards. I don't want to, I pay cash for everything. But if that is your thought process where you pay cash for everything, then you are missing out and you're leaving money on the table. Credit is very important to have, and if you use it properly, it can actually benefit you. So everybody is affected by credit, so therefore everyone needs to know about credit. Okay, awesome. All right, now I want to go over some facts for you here because whether you know it or not, 68 million people have bad credit. That's in the United States. 68 million people. That's a lot of people to have bad credit. So we have to start looking at why. What's going on and why do we have such bad credit? Why do so many people have such bad credit? And on top of that, which is, kind of startling, but in the same sense, gives a sigh of relief. Of that 68 million, 40 million have more than one error on their credit report. And the problem is we're not taking a look at the fact of the matter is that we have errors, and having errors on your credit report, that means that you could be paying higher interest rates because there's something wrong, and we don't even take a look at that. Okay, credit is a 3 billion, but would it be $1 billion industry, and that was in 2018. All right, it's 2022, so we know that number has went up. We just don't have the numbers for that as of now, but it's a $3 billion industry. Okay, and then this is my good news. The good news for you guys. This is really good news because of the 40 million people, 40 million have errors on their credit. 79% of those who dispute the errors were successful in getting them removed. So let's just break this down real quick. Okay, 68 million people have bad credit. 40 million of those 60 million people have errors on their credit. And then the people that try to get the errors removed, 79% get those removed. Oh my God, that's almost like that's a very good percentage. That like seven and out of every 10 people, 7 people get errors removed who disputed those. That's great numbers, guys. Great numbers. Okay. So let's just move on because a lot of times we have bad credit because of our income. So how does income affect your score? How does your income affect your credit? Okay. They're saying this is what the statistics say, guys. If you make $30,000 or less, they're saying you have an average credit score of 590. 590. That's not too good, guys. Then if you are making, a little $31,001 to $49,999, you have an average credit score of 643. I mean, it's getting a little bit better, but I feel like there's some things that we can work on and get it better. Now, if you make a little bit more money and you're making over $50,000, they're saying that you have an average credit score of 737. Between 50,000 and $75,000, you have an average score of 737, and that's a pretty good credit score. As you know, the highest is going to be 850 that you can get, but 737 is pretty good. Poor credit is often the result of, let's just be honest, lack of finances. A lot of times our credit get messed up because we just don't have the money to pay the bills. We end up, something comes up. We have to, an emergency happens, the car breaks down, the kids get sick, we miss days from work. Things happen to where we have a lack of income. to where we don't pay our bills. And if we're not paying our bills, then that does affect our credit, especially if you're not paying those credit cards, especially if you're not paying those car payments on time. Those things really, really, really do hurt your credit. Okay. So I consider, and my team consider, 700 as a good credit score, 700 and above. And the reason why, and a lot of people say, no, it could be, five, you can get, a home loan and everything for 640. And a lot of programs give you home loans and you're in the 500s. I completely understand that. I definitely understand that you can get credit, you can get a loan, you can get things when you had of a low credit score. But you have to know that your interest rates are going to be so much higher. You're going to end up paying so much more for that item your credit, just because your credit is not where it needs to be. So if I were you, and what I do with me and my daughter, we strive for a 700 plus credit score. The higher the better, but at 700 you're starting to experience those good low interest rates. Okay. When you get that 700, you're starting to get into that's, we call it the 700 club, because you start experiencing better interest rates than anyone else. And once you start getting those better interest rates, you start getting things for cheaper. And if you can get the same things that you want, but you get it for cheaper money, you can pay them off sooner, and you'll have more money in your pocket to do other things. Okay. So, what I do want to talk about, because credit is so important, we want to talk about the 5 factors that affect your whole credit score. A lot of people just, focus on 1 or 2 factors. However, we like to focus on the whole credit score, because there are things that you can do that you may not know about that you could be doing now to actually start improving your credit score. Okay. So, the first thing that affects your credit score is your payment history. Okay. Payment history is very important. You can earn a total payment history consists of a total of 192.5 points max. Payment history is 35% of your credit score. It makes up 35% of your credit score. So if you get a total of credit 850 points. Everyone starts out with 300. That's just at 18, you get 300. So you have a total of 550 points that you can start obtaining. Payment history, making sure you pay your bills on time, over time, that's going to give you a maximum of 192.5 points. And a lot of people are losing points in payment history because they're not paying their bills on time before they're due. Okay. So that's very important. And you want to make sure that you are now, from this point on, you're paying your bills on time, because payment history carries a lot of weight when it comes to your credit. Okay. Now, we also have credit utilization. Now, a lot of people don't even know what that means, but the fact that it's 30% of your credit score. And what utilization is just how much of your credit are you using. So if you have a credit line, a credit card, and the line is $4,000 and you have used $500, you have used 50% of that credit line. So your credit utilization on that particular card would be 50%. You have to take a look at with credit utilization. They're not talking about just one card though. They're talking about all the credit that you have. So if you have loans, if you have multiple credit cards, things of that nature, those are going to be adding up, all those added up. And then what are you using on that? How much of that credit are you using? So if you have 5 cards and they all, let's just easy numbers, because I'm an easy number girl, you have 5 credit cards and they're all $500. $100 a piece. You have 5. So you have the total credit limit is $500 over 5 cards. That all of that counts into your utilization. So if you use a whole one of the credit cards, use all of it, the whole $100, and you only have $400, then that counts towards your utilization. So you want to make sure that you stay under 30%. You don't want to go over 30%, but a rule of thumb, you actually want to stay under 10% if you want to reach those highest credit score levels. If you want to reach the top for the credit, you want to get into the 800 club, you want to keep your credit utilization under 10%. And that's just how much of your credit you're actually using. So that's what that utilization means, okay? And that's very important because it gives you a maximum of 165 points. And people don't realize that, that's where a lot of people are messing up, being not using their credit properly and using too much of that limit and not paying those off completely. We'll talk a little more about that in a little bit. Now, also we have your credit history. Credit history is pretty much if your credit report had a birthday, how old would it be? So that's 15%, max of 82.5 points. So what it's saying is you want to build a credit history. People want to know that they can trust you, just like with your birthday. Like you wouldn't give an 8-year-old $50,000, okay? Because you don't feel like you can trust them with $50,000. That's just not, feasible for an 8-year-old that you would just give them access to that amount of money. You have to look at the same thing with your credit history. So if your credit report card is only a year old, then they may have some reservation with, you know, boosting your credit score up or giving you that loan for, so much, 100,000, $200,000 because you don't have any credit history. They don't know if you're going to pay it back. They don't know if you pay your bills on time because your credit history is young. But that is something that you can definitely work on, and you want to go ahead and get started as early as possible so that you can build a strong, credit foundation, credit history. And it's not hard. You just need to get started. Okay. And the credit history does give you a maximum of 82.5 points, which is a lot of points. So you definitely want to get started on building your credit history so you will have one. That's just like the age of your credit report. Okay. Now, new credit. Obtaining new credit, it gives you 10% of your credit score because they want to make sure that you're able to make, people are trusting you. That counts into, the makeup of having a good credit score, good credit history, good payment history, good credit utilization. New credit is 10%, and it gives you a maximum of 55 points. And then you have a credit mix that which plays a part too. Your credit mix is just basically what types of credit. Do you have revolving credit? Do you have installment loans? Do you have secured credit? Do you have unsecured credit? What type of credit is that credit mix? And you can get a maximum of 55 points. Okay. Now, I did want to go through because these are the 5 credit things. Okay. And not only do we tell you about credit and what you need to know, if you're having issues with any point in credit, there are solutions. There are solutions for everything. So if you're having issues with your payment history and your payment history is not good, you haven't been paying your bills on time, there's solutions. There are letters that you can send to your creditors, to the credit agencies, to see if there's errors. It could be an error. You want to send a debt validation letter. You want to make sure that this is a valid debt. It could not even be valid. That is a big a big issue. If the debt is not a valid debt, then it could be an error on your credit report. So you want to send a debt validation letter to see, what's going on. Is this really mine? Okay. Now, and they come back and say, yeah, this is your debt. And you sent the letter. They send you, this is your debt. Then you want to come back with a method of verification letter. Well, okay, so you say it's my debt. How did you verify that this is my debt? Who told you this was my debt? How did you get that information? And I spelled verification wrong here. Let me put that I in there. All right. So you send a method of verification letter so they can tell you how they verify that. Okay. You want to know. You want to know. You say this is mine. Now, a lot of times you can send a violation of your CRA rights and letter. That's a letter that you can send as well. And that goes into a deeper discussion that will take, a little bit more time to get into all of that. But just know that is a solution, that if you're having trouble with your payment history, that could be a solution for you as well to get some of those things removed. So your payment history, okay? And then you have the intent to litigate letter. And this is just like it says, you will sue them if they are not giving you the information that you need. If they're saying that this is your debt and it's not your debt, if they're saying that this is your payment history, but you know it's not, then you still have repercussions. You can attempt to litigate, okay? And this is last resort, but you have that option, okay? And there are a few other letters that can be used, just depending on your situation, okay? Your situation. Now, if you have credit utilization, if you're having issues with your credit utilization, the solutions we have for that is income shifting. You're going to have to learn how to shift your income. And I definitely have a program that can help you do that. But yeah, with credit utilization, you have to shift your income, because this is about how much. So you have to focus on how much of your income that you are where you're putting your income, so we can focus on why we're using so much credit and how we can start getting that paid down each and every month. Okay, so we use our income shifting strategy to tackle credit utilization. And with that income shifting strategy, the first thing we do is we teach you how to, if you're a W-2 employee, we teach you how to actually correct your W-4, your tax withholding, because you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you're not filling out this form correctly. So you have to learn through our cash management system that you can correct your W-4. And by correcting your W-4, you can start income shifting, okay? You're going to have to start creating some business income. You need, with credit utilization saying that you're using so much of your credit, you need more money coming in. So you need to start creating business income. And once you start creating business income, that leverage you to be able to pay off a lot of your debt, because you have more income coming in. But also, it also helps you start writing off your lifestyle. Once you can start writing off your lifestyle, some of the things that you're going to pay for anyway, that you're paying for anyway, like especially with the home-based business, your internet that you're paying for anyway, your cell phone you're paying for anyway, a lot of those things become tax deductible. And once they become tax deductible, that frees up money that you can start paying off different things, because you're now getting that money back on your taxes, okay? We teach you how to lower your expenses. Okay. Lowering your expenses by writing off your lifestyle. That is a strategy that your rich use to keep more of their money in their pocket. They learn how to write off their lifestyle through their business, so they're able to lower their expenses. And then at the same time, simultaneously, you start eliminating debt. When you have more money coming to your home, because most people don't want to be in debt. Most people don't want to dodge phone calls from collection agencies, creditors. People don't want to do that. Most people are upstanding, good people that most people I know are upstanding, good people that want to pay their debts. So you will start eliminating your debt once you have more money coming into your household. And then once you start getting rid of your debt, you'll have access to new credit and increase credit limits. That's the goal. That's the key, to have access to new credit and increase credit limits, because it's always going to be better to spend someone else's money than to spend your money. You can spend other people's money and invest your money. There are strategies that the rich use to be able to lower their expenses, eliminate debt, get new credit, and increase their credit limit. Now, solutions 1 through 4 help you pay down revolving debt. Solution 5 lowers your credit utilization by increasing your credit limit. When you increase your credit limit and you don't spend all what you have, then you're lowering your utilization by default, because your credit limit is getting bigger, okay? Now, if you have situations with your credit history, because like I said, remember, your credit history is the age of your credit report. The solution is become an authorized user. I know for what I did with my daughter is because when she turned well, I didn't really know until she turned like 20, 19, 20, that I could add her as an authorized user on my one of my credit cards. I was able to do that, and now she started her, instead of starting at 300 like everybody else, she started with a 750 credit score just because I added her as an authorized user. No, I did not give her access to my credit card. I just added her name, and I made sure that I pay that credit card on time, and I make sure that I stay under 10% in credit utilization on that particular card that she's the authorized user on. I want to make sure that card is under 10%. I want to make sure that card is paid on time every time, because I don't want to mess up her credit, okay? Because she's attached to that card, and that gives her a longer credit history and makes her look more attractive to banks and different people, okay? All right. Now, new credit. Now, if you have an issue with new credit, you just have to add credit. And there are ways that you can do that as well. You have department store cards, which, they can do the trick, but that's just not, to me, wouldn't be the most strategic way. I would add new credit. You have secured credit cards that can actually do the trick as well. And for some people, that's the only choice that they have. Um, you can add new credit and build new credit that way. You can get cosigner. That's one thing I try to stray away from, but it can work. You get a cosigner. Your rental history. And a lot of people don't realize that they're renting. Did you know that you can have your rental history added to your credit report? It can be added to your credit report, and you can start building your credit report that way by having the rental history added. And then they have all kind of credit builder loans like Self. It's actually a couple different ones. I personally used Self when I was starting to build my credit, and it is really a helpful program. A credit builder loan helps you build your credit, and it helps you get an emergency fund simultaneously. So with Self, I know that I was putting in like $25 a month into this account. It was helping my credit, but at the same time I was saving money and developing a emergency fund. Okay, so that's a great solution. Now the solution to your credit mixture, because you do want to have a good mix of credit, you want to apply for credit. You want to apply for revolving credit, as far as like credit cards and things of that nature. And then you want to apply for installment debt, like home loan, as well as like a car loan. A lot of people are renting furniture these days. I wouldn't suggest that at all. At all. Please don't rent no furniture. And I'm sorry I said that, but a lot of people are doing that. So installment, you want to look at it like car payment, things of that nature. Okay. But actually, once you complete your first four credit scoring factors, once you go and you solution, the first four solutions that I gave you here, you will have a good credit mix. You'll have three active revolving to one installment, and that's ideal. Okay, that is ideal. So once you go back, listen to this live. It's gonna be up in the group forever and ever, guys. Go back, look at it, look at the things that may be affecting your credit. This could really help you and get you to a point to where you're able to manage your credit. Okay, guys, really. Now, fixing your credit, it does not have to be hard. It's not hard. It's not hard when you have things laid out for you. Okay, and if you feel like it's hard, or you feel like you can't do this, I do have a program. I have a My Credit System. It's a DUI, a do-it-yourself credit repair program that I do currently have on sale. It's on sale now for $19.95. I'm not sure how long the sale is going to last, because we are going to start running our holiday promotions. So I don't know how that's going to work, but we have a blueprint that's already written out for you to follow if you're having difficult, because fixing your credit is not hard. We have a blueprint. You want to maintain your credit, and then if necessary, you may have to create a new stream of income. And if you're a person that only has one stream of income, you definitely need another stream of income, because having one is just too close to having zero. And that's whether you work in a job or you have your business. If your business is if you have one business and that's you only have one stream of income coming in from that one business, you need to find a way to create another stream of income. If you have a job and that's the only thing that you have, you need some business income. You need to create a business, have a business income, so you can create additional stream of income. Because one thing that the government has shown us, that our jobs have shown us, is that we cannot depend on them. We cannot depend on the government to take care of us when we actually need it. Because yes, they gave us stimulus checks, but how many people know that those stimulus checks really, they helped a little bit, but they didn't sustain us for a year when we were out of work. We had to figure out other things. If we didn't have other things in place, a lot of us would be out of our homes. So we have to get to the point where we're thinking about our future, we're thinking about our present. And to do so, you start learning new strategies. Now, what I showed you about credit, this right here is very valuable, and it was a lot of information. So I know it was a lot, and it's at the 30-minute mark, so I'm definitely finna wrap it up now. But I know it's a lot of information. However, if you take this information, break it down, apply it to what you got going on, you will see a change, you will see a shift. And if you need help, if you need a blueprint, please definitely reach out, leave me a comment, send me a message, and we can get you set up with that blueprint. It's $19.95 to get started. Is $19.95 $20 worth you getting started on getting your credit fixed, and you start living the life that you know that you're supposed to, and you start figuring out how you're going to pay for your future lifestyle as well as your current lifestyle. Those are important things. So guys, if you want any more information, definitely reach out to me. And for my folks on YouTube, the YouTuber, let me get back on the screen here. And my folks on YouTube, I have a private group on Facebook where we share financial strategies. It's called Parents Paying for College. If you want access, please go to Facebook, look up Parents Paying for College, and it's a private group. You're welcome to join to get some more information. Again, I am Yvette. I am the Credit Plug. Thank you so much for joining me on this Whiteboard Wednesday. I come here every Wednesday to give a financial literacy education with the whiteboard, have it all out for you. And I do thank you guys for joining me. And I hope you found value with this video. And you guys have a great, marvelous, fantastic day. And I will see you on next Wednesday for another Whiteboard Wednesdays. I know I like to sing, guys. I really do. Even though it like sound good, I like it. You guys have a great day. Bye.